Good morning, guys. I'm seeing a lot of comments from you all on my videos. It's been awesome. So thanks so much for that. Just a quick one. If you do want to comment, I usually have a lot of cricket coaching in the afternoons just before the game. So I can't get back to the comments in that time. So get your comments in through the day and I'll be able to reply to them. So that'll be awesome. But just a quick update here on last night's games. Obviously, the players I picked and maybe any decisions you might need to make today. So that game last night, the Renegades, they put up a solid fight, but it was Moe Enriques that came in and finished the job off, along with that big Ben Dwarsh's 6. Wow, that was incredible. 108 metres for that one. That was very, very impressive. But I suppose the big talking point of last night was Will Sutherland, and I didn't pick him. So I was a bit sad about that one, especially when you're looking at looping myself. So I had a fair bit of cash in the bank. I could have moved things around, and that's the flexibility of round one, isn't it? The things that you can do and what ends up transpiring across that first round. But I decided to not go with Sutherland. I just thought, batting behind Hassan Khan at 7 and potentially only bowling a couple overs at best, and it wasn't looking like he was going to bowl at all at one point. But his boys didn't bowl as well as I think he would have hoped in Hassan Khan, Fergus O'Neill. Rogers got that wicket early, but he got a bit of tap. So he came on, but he was their best fast bowler. There you go. He literally had the perfect game. He couldn't have asked for too much more. Obviously, with the bat, he probably would have liked a little bit more of a strike rate bonus, but then picked up 2 wickets and a catch as well to get that 99. So I'm a little bit disappointed at that one, but very, very happy with some of the other guys that I ended up going with. And I did make the final selection of keeping Edwards first, and then it was Brown or Rogers. And I was actually just looking the final, I did actually have Rogers, and I changed it with a couple minutes to go. The main reason being I would have had the 3 Renegades bowlers and I had no Renegades batters up in that slot. So I decided to remove one of the bowlers just to make that headache in round 3 a little bit less for myself. So Rogers went out. He obviously scored better than Ferguson and Zampa, but Brown stayed in and he actually outscored him by 8, which was cool. And him and Fraser McGurk, well, definitely Brown should have scored so many more runs. Just hold out to a short ball, a crappy short ball off a spinner. Bad shot from him. Similar to Jack Edwards actually with the shot that he played. So not ideal from both those guys, just chipping it to their blokes on the boundary. But very, very happy with my somewhat pod play in Tim Seifert. Just wanting to go for a guy that I thought had a lot of consistency in his game. He's got some rubbish in there. I'll tell you what, the reverse sweeps and stuff when there's 2 blokes behind point. I hate watching that stuff, or the reverse ramps. But he got away with those ones. He obviously didn't get out to him, thank goodness, but hit a lot of really good shots and managed to build that innings for the Renegades and then get the 1 catch in the second innings. So that was great for 85. For anyone who jumped on that one. McGurk, he's going to get that strike rate bonus very, very regularly. If you own Richardson, 31 there, not the worst. I think Laurie Evans, he just couldn't pick in the end. Once I saw he was at 5, I was like, ugh, gross. No, you can't do it. It's just too low. And then Fergus, he's bowled so well all year and last year as well in Shield and in Big Bash, and he just didn't have anything with the ball last night. Unfortunately, no movement off the seam. No swing in the air, just was hitting a length, and the guys took to him a fair bit, so wasn't super excited by that. And Zampa actually thought bowled really well in that first 2 overs, so I think he's looking better than last year, but still, unfortunately, the spin in most cases is not doing the job at this point of the early season in that first 2 games. So, Agar got a wicket, Connolly got a wicket, but overall it's the pace that's doing a fair bit of the damage. And then for the Sixers side, you could have picked a multitude of guys. Jack Edwards, with that role, he's likely to bat 3 now, coach said, with Hughes going down injured. At 6, bowling the 3, would have been still a really good role. But batting 3 there, if he can stick with that one and you see that next game, then he's a guy that you're going to want. So I'm glad I did hold on to him and played him. He looked really good with the bat. He's taken another leap this year. After sort of stagnating for a few years, last year he took a good leap, and then this year he's gone up again. Dwarf's just a couple of wickets for him. The Enriques, almost to a ball, which was incredible. 50 for him. Vince looked really solid. Davies has got a sneaky role for him. He's going to bat about 6 for him. Or 6, what's he going to be? 7 in this case, sorry, in this team going forward and bowling 3 overs. So Davies is an interesting cheap guy to have a look at for sure. Philippi I ended up bringing in just with the getting the loop for Connolly. I moved Doran down and got Flip up into that keeper's emergency slot. So I'm not taking his score this week, and it's probably good that he didn't get his one of his better scores, that he happens to get the odd 40 or whatever in Big Bash. But that was a pretty terrible shot off Rogers. So hopefully he's good to go to score runs when I need him in following weeks, especially in that double coming up. So he was the keeper option that I did go for. And then Abbott at 61 was a really nice pick up for anyone that started with him at 130k. He'll make some cash, and he looked really nice. Always the wicket taker that he is. So just moving into today, the only things that you really need to think about is the strikers and which looper you're going to go for. And it looks like we'll see Doggett next round. So if you want to use him as your looper, I think that's a really, really solid pick. If you want to go Liam Scott, like where I'm sitting at the moment, I'm going to go Scott or probably Doggett. I think Buckingham, now that he's not in this squad to start, he might be a little bit far away, but I imagine we will still see him at some point. So he could be used as a looper as well in that slot. The only Thunder play you should be looking at, I think, is Constas at this point. And you could take a punt on guys like Fabian Allen and these types of players. So we'll leave it at that for this one, guys. Thanks so much for coming in for the update. Keep the comments coming. It's lovely to see. I haven't got any of my loopers plugged in yet on my 393. So it's been a solid week. Apart from the Sutherland non-pick, still very happy with where we're at this point of the round one of BBL Supercoach.